There is a chair in your home that you sit in when the house finally goes quiet. You know exactly the one I mean. That chair knows the very shape of your exhaustion. My beloved child, I have been watching you sit there night after night. You stare at the wall. You feel heavy. You wait for a peace that never seems to arrive. You are about to hear something that changes the very room you are sitting in. This is huge. I am not exaggerating to keep your attention. I am telling you that a long season of quiet suffering is about to break. Something massive is coming, and it begins with the truth I am handing you today. I will not give you a specific date or time. Anyone who hands you a date is simply selling you something. I will give you the pattern instead. By the time this message ends, you will understand exactly why your mind feels so wrapped in thick fog. You will feel a heavy stone physically lift off your tired chest, and you will know the exact small step to reconnect what the world pulled apart. Stay with me here. Let me describe a morning you have lived so many times you stopped counting. You sleep the entire night through, and still you wake up with your jaw already tight, as if you had been fighting a battle in your dreams. You stand at the kitchen counter with your hand around a warm cup. You cannot even remember reaching for it. You try to focus. You try to pray. But your mind wanders away before you can finish a simple sentence. The fog rolls in before the day has even started. And you have explained it to yourself so patiently for years, you have called it getting older. You have called it a lack of discipline. You secretly scold yourself for losing your sharp edge. Beloved, that is absolutely not what happened to you. You are not weak. You were never weak. Exhaustion does not come from the weight you were actually given. It comes from the weight you were never given. Somewhere along the way you began to carry things I never placed in your hands. You absorbed the anxious moods of everyone around you. You carried the noise of a very loud world. The mind does not resist hard work. It resists constant overload and endless noise. You built a shelter out of that noise. Notice what your hand does when you walk into an empty house. It reaches for a sound immediately. The television goes on before your coat is even off. You play music to fill the space. That noise is not entertainment for you. It is a shield you constructed so you do not have to sit in the quiet with your own racing thoughts. You do not have to live behind that loud wall anymore. If you are still here with me, let me know it with one single word below, because I want to see who is ready for this change. Write the word yes. I am not counting your comments, but I am reading them. Stay in this room. Do not walk away from this screen just yet. What I am going to show you next is the exact reason why you feel so disconnected, and the precise, simple way to bring your tired mind back home. You sit heavily in that quiet, familiar chair. The empty house is finally still around you. The long day has taken absolutely everything from you again. And you wonder how you can feel so incredibly tired when your body has not done hard physical labor. This is the heavy and painful invisible exhaustion. It does not come from moving heavy stones. It comes from holding your entire world together with a mind that feels completely clouded. I was there in the kitchen with you yesterday. You walked into the room to get something important. You stood perfectly still in the center of the floor. You looked around completely confused. The simple thought had simply vanished from your mind. You shook your head. You walked back out, and a quiet fear crept into your chest right then. You asked yourself, what is happening to me? You used to be so incredibly sharp. Beautiful ideas used to flow through you like clear water. Now you struggle to find the right word right in the middle of a simple conversation. You pause. You search for it. You settle for a lesser word. It feels like viewing your own beautiful life through a thick, dirty window. The details are there, but the edges are terribly blurred. You have not told anyone how bad the fog has actually become. You hide it so well behind a polite, forced smile. You write things down on endless little notes so you do not forget them. You rely on constant digital reminders. And late at night you worry that this is simply your new permanent reality. You fear that your bright mind is slowly slipping away. I see the tears you hold back. Because of this mental fog, your days feel like they are just happening to you. You are no longer actively living them. You are merely surviving them. You wake up. You rush through the necessary daily tasks. You fall back into bed exhausted. There is no joy left. There is no deep connection. You are present in the room physically, but your spirit feels 1,000 miles away. You feel entirely hollow. You feel so deeply ashamed of this profound emptiness. You look at others who seem to manage their heavy lives with endless bright energy. You wonder why you are the only one struggling to keep your head above the dark water. Please hear me now. You are not the only one. And this heavy clouded state is not a punishment for something you did wrong. It is not a moral failure. You are a weary warrior who has been fighting in the dark. You carefully provide for everyone around you. You carry their emotional burdens without complaining. You listen to their endless problems. But nobody asks how you are doing today. Nobody notices the quiet sacrifice you make. Every single hour, you have poured yourself out until the jar is completely dry. And a dry jar cannot produce water. The mental fog you carry is absolutely real. The forgotten words and lost thoughts are real. The heavy exhaustion settling behind your eyes is a true physical burden, but it is not a sign of your decline. There is a specific hidden reason why your mind feels this way. It has a specific name, and I am going to call it out into the clear light right now. You have carried this heavy mental fog for so long that it feels like your own skin. You have forgotten what it feels like to think clearly. You wake up tired. You go to sleep exhausted. And somewhere in the middle of all that weary routine, you silently agreed to a smaller life. You stopped expecting the bright ideas to return. You settled for simply getting through the day. But I never asked you to settle for mere survival. Your bright mind is not broken. Your sharp intellect did not simply fade away with time. That is the lie the world has told you. Here is the truth I want you to hold on to right now. The mind I gave you was wonderfully built to work in perfect harmony, with your feeling and reasoning sides designed to move together as one. But the endless noise of this modern world pulled those two sides apart. You are not losing your mind. You are suffering from a deep disconnection. I know the exact thought moving through your mind right now. You are thinking you have heard this before. You are remembering all the things you already tried. You tried meditating. You tried changing your diet. You prayed for the fog to lift until your voice was gone and your heart was empty. And you tell yourself that if those things failed, then nothing else will work. I hear that quiet doubt. I am unbothered by it. Your doubt is not a flaw in your faith. Your caution is strong armor you earned honestly through years of disappointment. You tried methods that promised to change your life, but they delivered absolutely nothing to your exhausted soul. A person let down that many times is right to be careful. I do not scold you for protecting your heart. You do not have to force yourself to believe me. You only need to listen. What you tried before was behavior. You tried to force your mind into a quiet state. You reached for branches when the problem was actually buried deep in the root. You were working incredibly hard on the wrong layer for a very long time. You did not fail. The methods you were given simply could not reach the deeply hidden place where the real disconnection lives and breathes. There is a massive difference between a broken machine and an unplugged wire. Your beautiful mind is merely unplugged. The two halves of your brain are functioning in total isolation, and a divided house cannot stand strong against the wind. This is exactly why you feel so incredibly fragmented when you try to focus on a simple daily task. You are asking one half of your mind to do the heavy work I carefully designed for two. That is the true source of your heavy exhaustion. It is not your age. It is the silent separation. I see exactly how hard you have been trying. You push yourself to be absolutely everything for everyone else around you. You carry their heavy emotional burdens on your shoulders, while your own exhausted mind feels like it is constantly walking through thick and endless mud. But comfort is not the end of what I have for you today. Comfort is only the doorway to your true healing. I am going to show you exactly how that silent separation happened in your life, and I will show you how to fix it. Do not turn away now. The heavy lifting is already finished. You have survived the absolute hardest part of this long and painful journey. Now you just need to understand the mechanism that has been quietly holding you back. I have hidden deep wisdom in the very body I formed for you. The brilliant key to your clarity is already inside you, waiting for the exact right moment to be turned. We are going to turn the lights back on together. Let me describe a specific moment you know too well. You wake up early, and the house is completely quiet. You sit on the edge of your bed. Your shoulders are already aching before your feet even touch the floor. And as you walk to the kitchen, your mind races through a dozen problems you have to solve today. You are utterly exhausted before the sun even comes up. You have explained this heavy fatigue to yourself 1,000 times. You tell yourself that you are simply getting older. You believe you are losing your natural strength, and you quietly scold yourself in the mirror. You think you should be able to handle this life much better than you currently do. My beloved child, I want those harsh words out of your mouth right now. You are not weak, and you were never weak. Here is the hidden truth that no one has ever told you. Exhaustion does not come from the heavy weight you were actually given. It comes directly from the weight you were never given. Somewhere along the way, you began to carry things I never placed in your hands. You absorbed the deep anxiety of your family, and you took on the bitter anger of your workplace. You carry another person's dark mood, like a heavy winter coat. When you carry things that do not belong to you, your mind fractures under the terrible strain. I am going to name this silent thief so you can finally see it clearly. This is the borrowed load. It has your fingerprints all over it, but it was absolutely never yours to carry. Your beautiful mind was split apart because you forced it to bear the emotional debts of everyone around you. Now look back gently at those long years you have called your failing years. You thought you were falling behind everyone else. You thought you were losing your sharp edge because you could not keep up the fast pace. You were not failing, my child, you were hauling. You woke up every single morning and picked up heavy bags that belong to other people. A loaded soul that keeps walking is not lazy, but rather she is incredibly faithful. I saw your profound faithfulness the entire time you were struggling in the dark. So, today, I ask one very small thing of you, not a grand vow, and not a massive life change. I want you to ask one simple question before you pick anything up today. Did I hand you this burden? Ask it at the kitchen sink, or ask it before you answer that demanding phone call. And when the answer is no, you must set it down. Setting down a borrowed load is not abandonment, it is pure obedience. Let them carry their own natural consequences, while your mind finds the space to breathe and heal. And when you finally drop those heavy bags, you will notice a quiet, empty space in your chest. That is exactly where the true healing begins. The scattered pieces of your tired mind will slowly start looking for each other again. There is a profound reconnection waiting for you. What the noise of this world pulled apart can actually be rejoined. I have already prepared a specific provision for you, and I placed it into the hands of someone I led to find it. I will show you exactly what that path is before our time together ends today. For now, simply hold this beautiful promise with me. The heavy fog you carry is not permanent. Let me show you another room you know very well. You sit down to finally finish a deeply important task. You have the papers right in front of you, but within 2 minutes, a thick cloud rolls directly into your tired mind, and you quickly lose 3 full hours to absolutely meaningless distractions. When the day ends, you carry a heavy shame to bed. You tell yourself that you are incredibly lazy. You whisper in the dark that you are secretly sabotaging your own beautiful life, and you truly believe your mind is simply too broken to focus anymore. My child, I want you to listen to me very carefully. You are not lazy. The mind I gave you does not actually resist hard work. It resists painful exposure. Look at the specific tasks you always try to avoid. They are never the easiest ones. They are always the deeply revealing ones, because they are the exact moments where you might be judged by other people. So, your brilliant mind builds a thick wall of fog to keep you safe. Your brain creates that intense distraction to protect you from the crushing fear of failure. It is a fiercely loyal bodyguard who has never been given permission to rest because no one told it that the terrible old war is finally over. I am going to give this pattern a specific name so you can clearly recognize it tomorrow. This is the protective delay. It is not a flaw in your character. Now look back gently at all those unfinished projects in your life. Look at the quiet dreams you abandoned halfway through. You were not failing in those difficult years. You were fiercely guarded. Something inside you decided long ago that remaining unfinished was much safer than being perfectly measured by someone else who did not love you. You are protecting a deep wound. Someone in your past measured you badly with a completely unfair scale, and your mind promised to never let you feel that terrible sting again. So it created the fog. It created the endless delays. Your past failures were never proof of your incompetence. They were merely the desperate strategies of a heart trying to survive a harsh world, and they kept you breathing when you had no other defense. You have carried this heavy guilt for so many years. You watched other people easily finish their big projects, and you constantly wondered why you were so deeply paralyzed. But they were not carrying the same invisible fear that you were carrying. I saw the terrible weight of that fear. I saw how hard you tried to push through it. The delays were never a sign of your weakness. So today I am asking you for one very small victory. I do not want you to promise me a finished masterpiece. I want you to give me 15 minutes of deliberately poor work. Open the document. Touch the task with absolutely no intention of doing it perfectly, because the simple act of starting is enough to break the spell. 15 minutes of bad work is the only thing the fog cannot survive. The heavy fog exists entirely to protect you from being harshly judged by others, and there is absolutely nothing to judge in 15 intentionally imperfect minutes. Set a timer today. Begin the work before you feel completely ready to start. Readiness has never once arrived first, because it always waits to come in quietly right behind your brave and imperfect action. You can do this. Remember the thick protective fog I just named for you. You have seen exactly what has been carrying you. Now come with me to a beautiful morning 6 months from now. It is a completely ordinary weekday, and the sky is doing nothing remarkable. You wake up softly before your alarm sounds. Your feet find the cold floor without an argument, and you walk into the quiet kitchen to start your day while the house is deeply asleep. You stand at the window with a warm cup in your hand, and you do not brace yourself against the coming day. The heavy tightening behind your ribs is simply gone. You do not run through an endless list of worries before the sun has even opened its eyes. The phone lies face down on the counter. You do not feel it pulling at you. The dark fog has finally lifted. Your beautiful mind feels incredibly sharp and perfectly clear. You look out at the trees and you actually see them. You feel the warm ceramic of your cup. You hear the gentle hum of the refrigerator. And the deep silence in the room does not frighten you because your thoughts are no longer screaming to be heard over the noise. You are inside a quiet room with nothing running away. That people person is not a silly dream. She already exists right now. He is already breathing. That sharp mind is not being built somewhere far away out of missing parts. It is standing patiently right on the other side of one simple thing that you are still tightly holding. You know exactly which thing I mean, because it came into your thoughts before I finished the sentence. The distance between you and that clear morning is not time. It is simple permission. And genuine permission is not a magical thing you wait to be handed by someone else, but rather a choice you make for yourself. It is something you say out loud in a room with the door firmly closed. Say it tonight before you sleep. Say that this fog was never your fault. Go to sleep with empty arms. The beautiful morning I just showed you does not have to be reached. It has been walking toward you this whole time. It was only waiting for you to stop carrying the heavy loads that would not fit through its narrow door. You do not have to fix your entire life today. You just have to rest in this one quiet truth. Your mind was designed to be bright, and your spirit built to be free. Close your tired eyes for just a moment. Feel the steady beating of your own heart. That rhythm is a gentle promise from me to you. You are completely safe here in this quiet space. I will not rush you through your necessary healing. A deep wound needs gentle time to properly close. Let the anxious thoughts drift past you like dry leaves on a river. Because you do not have to catch them, you are allowed to rest. Think about the moments you try to sit perfectly still. You want to pray or just breathe, but your mind instantly splits into a dozen different directions. One part of you desperately wants to find deep peace, while the other part is frantically making lists and worrying about tomorrow. You feel completely torn in half. You cannot seem to hold a single thought together. You have quietly concluded that your brain is simply damaged. You tell yourself that years of deep stress have permanently broken your ability to focus, and you secretly believe that you are losing your sharp edge forever. My beloved child, that is absolutely not the truth. Your beautiful mind is not broken. Your intellect did not just fade away into the dark. Here is the exact truth about what happened to you. I carefully built your mind with two beautiful halves meant to work together as one, because your sensing and your reasoning were designed to move in perfect harmony. But the endless noise of this modern world brutally pulled them apart. The enemy uses this constant loud noise to keep you terribly distracted. A mind that is disconnected cannot stay strong or brave, but rather it stays afraid and it keeps chasing what the loud world tells it to chase. I call this silent separation the great disconnection. It is not mental decay, it is merely a separation. And anything that was separated can absolutely be rejoined. Your mind is simply unplugged from itself. Now look back gently at the years you felt so incredibly lost. You were never actually becoming less capable. You were carrying a mind that had been violently split by a world too loud to let it heal, and you were constantly blaming yourself for the heavy fatigue. You were not falling behind the other people around you. You were simply disconnected from the profound wisdom I already placed inside you. So I want you to stop fighting the loud noise with more noise. Stop forcing your exhausted brain to work twice as hard. When you feel that terrible split happening today, I want you to take one deep breath and simply acknowledge the separation without judging yourself for it. The heavy noise loses its cruel power the moment you finally see it for what it is. The painful separation in your mind is not a permanent life sentence. There is a profound reconnection waiting for you right now. What the loud noise of this world pulled apart can actually be rejoined. I have already provided a specific key to synchronize those two tired halves again, and it does not require you to learn anything new or complicated. The sharp clarity you remember from your youth is not gone forever. I led someone to discover this exact method of bringing your mind back together. It does not require years of difficult discipline or endless meditation, but it only requires a few minutes of quiet willingness to let the healing naturally begin. I will show you exactly what this path is very soon. Just stay with me a little longer. You understand the hidden mechanism now. Understanding is not the final destination. Understanding is merely the doorway. Everything I have said to you until this moment was careful preparation for what happens next. Do not go quiet with relief just because the knot is loose. The larger thing is still standing right in front of you. Let it settle for one deep breath, and then let me show you what this space makes absolutely possible. We are moving forward. Let the world keep its loud and endless noise. Let them keep the version of the story where you are the one who failed. Let them keep the long years they spent unfairly explaining you to one another. You were never asked to carry their false account of your beautiful life, because you are only responsible for the path I laid out before you. The time for defending yourself to people who refuse to understand is officially over. You have spent a decade apologizing for the heavy fog in your mind. You apologize to your family for being so tired. You apologize to yourself in the mirror every single morning. That long apology is completely finished today, and I am stepping in to end it right now before it steals another year. The heavy debt you thought you owed has been cancelled permanently. You do not owe them another ounce of energy. I am preparing the solid ground beneath your tired feet. Nothing grows in every single direction all at once. What is not rising visibly is deepening quietly in the dark, and strong roots have never once been a delay. You have been growing incredibly deep roots in a very dry and lonely season. Now the harsh season is finally turning. The heavy rain is coming to water the exact places where you felt empty. Imagine what a reconnected mind will actually do. It does not shrink back from the difficult questions. It does not panic when the house goes completely quiet. It stands firm. It thinks clearly. It remembers the beautiful things it was originally designed to create before the world broke it. The enemy wanted you entirely distracted, because a fiercely focused warrior is the most dangerous thing in this world when their mind is fully restored. Your focus is returning today. The heavy fog is losing its cruel grip on your life. The confusion is melting away like morning mist under a hot sun. Lift your tired head right now. What comes next is not just more information for you to study. It is a holy and profound moment. I have been walking you toward one specific truth this entire time, and we have finally arrived at the heavy door together. You are fully prepared to walk through it. Take a deep breath and leave the heavy baggage on the floor. You cannot walk into this new space carrying the exact same burdens that broke you in the past. Drop the profound guilt. Drop the quiet shame of feeling broken. You are standing on the very edge of a massive breakthrough. The path ahead of you is completely clear. The bright light is finally breaking through the dark clouds. Hear my steady voice. Every time you spoke gently to someone who had not earned it, I saw it. Every time you kept a quiet promise that no one was checking on, and you did the right thing in the dark, I saw it. None of it went unwitnessed, and not one single hour of your quiet sacrifice was ever lost in my sight. You thought you were breaking under the heavy pressure, but you were merely bending under a weight I am officially lifting today. Hear me right now, in the very place where you make your deep decisions. You are not weak. You have been carrying heavy things that I absolutely never assigned to you. And when you finally set those things down, your beautiful strength returns to its true work. The deep exhaustion was never a punishment handed to an unworthy person, because it is simply what happens to a loyal heart that tries to save everyone. You did not lose your sharp mind, my beloved child. You lost the old version of it that had never been heavily tested by the loud and endlessly demanding world. You did not lose your inner strength. You lost the false illusion that your own strength was the only thing carrying you through the long and bitter storm. You did not lose me in the middle of that thick fog. There is a room inside you where the deep grief still lives. There is a room where the quiet anger sits perfectly still, waiting patiently to be asked about. There is a room that has been locked for so long you stopped calling it a room at all. Tonight I am opening every single one of those heavy doors, and the fresh air is rushing back into the dark spaces where you have been hiding. Because you carried the broken pieces of others without breaking, I am moving you from a clouded mind into a completely whole mind. You will no longer lose your words right in the middle of a simple sentence. You will no longer be blinded by the dark fog. You will think with the profound sharpness of a fully healed person. Your family will inherit the clear peace you fought so hard to win back. This is the exact moment the old heavy agreement completely ends. The painful season of the borrowed load is officially finished. You are not late to your own beautiful life, and you are not less than the people who seem to have it all perfectly together. You are not the sad exception to my absolute faithfulness. I am restoring what the loud noise tried to steal from you. The deep clarity is returning to your tired eyes today. Everything I have said until now was careful preparation. This is the actual thing itself. The long and painful apology is completely finished, and I am the one officially finishing it for you right here today. Lift your weary head right now. Say it out loud with me. I am completely free. Say it again slowly enough that your spirit finally agrees with it. Do not carry it anymore. Walk into the clear light. My child, what I have told you so far is absolutely true, but it is not the whole story. There is a second half to this that I have been holding back until you were far enough in to carry it. You are far enough in now. Stay with me a little longer. I will put the rest of it directly into your hands. Here is the plain truth, with absolutely nothing wrapped around it. You have been carrying a massive responsibility that was never actually assigned to you. You measured your own worth by how well you could carry it. Because it was never yours, you could never carry it perfectly well, and you tragically concluded that you were the ultimate problem. You were never the problem. The heavy assignment itself was completely wrong. That is the whole truth. And here is what must change right now. Not harder effort, not more daily discipline. The two halves of your brain must be reconnected to work as one whole unit again. The constant noise forced them to function in total isolation, completely separating your deep feeling from your clear reasoning. You need the quiet restoration of your physical mind. I am not saying this to everyone listening today. I am saying it to the weary warrior who holds the entire house together, while quietly sacrificing their own peace every single day. That is exactly who this is for. You have carried this heavy, invisible weight completely alone for so many difficult years. You do not have to carry it alone tomorrow morning. Look up right now. That is the entire difference. I did not only place deep wisdom in scripture to restore your mind, I also placed profound wisdom in the hands of the people who study the human body I formed. A neurologist named Dr. Daniel Barone was working late in his office in New York. Others had already gone home to rest. I gently led him to discover something incredibly powerful that I originally placed inside the brain long before he ever found it. He found a simple way to bring the two halves of your mind back into one. He calls this profound method whole brain activation, and I will explain it to you exactly the way I would talk to a beloved child who is trying to understand the world. It is not a magic trick, and it is not a difficult mental exercise. It is the quiet return of a brilliant connection that was never supposed to leave you. It uses neural sync technology to gently guide your mind back to its original design. The noise pulled your sensing and reasoning apart. This simply brings them back together. I have always hidden deep wisdom in what I created, just waiting for the exact right season to finally reveal it to my people. It was I who allowed a brilliant man named Dr. Roger Sperry to see this truth in 1981. He proved that the two halves of the brain I formed were never meant to work apart. The loud world called his beautiful discovery a Nobel Prize. I call it a piece of the profound truth I chose to release. Your disconnected mind can be completely rejoined. You are not losing your sharp edge. You are simply waiting to be plugged back into the deep source, so that your beautiful thoughts can flow freely once again. Now hear exactly why I am placing this in front of you. I am not putting this in front of everyone. There is a kind of person who does not need this at all. That lucky person has never sat at the end of a long day and felt their thoughts go completely soft. That person certainly exists in the world, but I know that person is definitely not you. You are the one who holds the house together. You are the weary warrior who keeps pushing forward. You read a single page 3 times and still walk away with absolutely nothing. You have been calling that a terrible failure for longer than you have admitted to anyone. So when I tell you that this clears the heavy brain fog, I am not just reading a list of benefits. I am describing the exact place where your beautiful life has been leaking. We will close it. This profound restoration was set aside for the one I have been speaking to all along. It was designed specifically for you. It is called the Genius Switch. It is a simple digital audio track. That is the whole of it. There is nothing difficult to swallow and nothing complicated to join. It is just 8 minutes a day of listening in absolute stillness, while what the loud noise pulled apart comes back together. Those who work beside Dr. Barone told him this was easily worth $500. Some people pay $300 an hour for something similar in person. A machine for the home costs $7,000. But he did not release it at $500. He did not release it at $49 either. He released it at a fraction of what it was truly worth. Because you have stayed with me this far, I am making a way for you to receive it today for $39. It is certainly not a cheap and meaningless sale. It is a small exchange that simply proves your willingness to heal. With it come 4 beautiful things I have gathered for you. You will receive a guided visualization, a simple guide for your daily choices, an old book on stewardship, and 5 good habits. I must give you 2 warnings before you move. The enemy has always been fond of cheap copies. If you search for this on the internet, You will find tracks wearing its name with none of what was actually built inside them. They are just noise dressed up for clicks. Only what is kept at the official source is the one I am pointing you to. Do not let a counterfeit stand between you and the real thing. The second important thing is a profound and beautiful mercy. You carry absolutely no financial risk in this step. If it does not meet you the way I said it would, every single cent returns to you. You owe no one an explanation for your choice. Listen to the audio track for 8 quiet minutes. Listen to it 80 times if you need to. If it does not restore the sharp mind I promised, the risk belongs entirely to them. Nothing is being asked of you that cannot be completely undone. Your peace of mind is worth far more than a simple transaction. Take a deep breath and let the heavy worry fall away. I have already prepared the solid ground for your feet. You only need to be willing to take the next step. I am walking right beside you. Hear this truth before you go today. There is a terrible cost to another year of the exact arrangement you have been living inside, and it is quietly draining your life. And it is not a cost anyone will ever invoice you for. It is paid quietly in the beautiful things you simply stop expecting to happen. I am not warning you about a physical enemy tonight. I am warning you about a deeply ingrained daily habit. You already know what another painful year truly costs. Every day this mind stays disconnected is a miserable day the fog remains. I am certainly not rushing you into a decision, but I desperately want you to walk in what I already restored, and I do not want you to just know that it actually exists. You were formed for far more than this thick and heavy fog. What is truly holding you back from receiving this profound gift? The heavy price of waiting is simply too high. So here is what I am asking of you today. It is not a massive purchase, my beloved child. It is a simple and quiet step forward. You only need 8 quiet minutes every single day. You just need a basic pair of headphones to begin. That is the entire size of the obedience I am asking for right now. It is not a massive and impossible vow. It is not a long year of rigid discipline you will quickly break, and then you will carry it as one more heavy failure. It is just one small and ordinary daily act. Do not casually tell yourself you will return to it later tonight. You know what tonight does with the important things you set aside. The path to this restoration is waiting for you in the comments below. Go and look at it with your own open eyes. Take the small step while the bright door is wide open, because the enemy of delay wants to steal this beautiful opportunity from you. It is a safe deposit you can easily recall at any time. Your peace of mind is absolutely worth the simple effort. Something moved deep inside you a few short minutes ago, and you have already begun explaining it away in your mind. Please do not explain that beautiful feeling away today. The quiet hope you feel right now does not need to be fiercely defended, and it certainly does not need to be proven to anyone. It only needs to be said out loud once. Say it somewhere completely outside your own tired head. I always read what my faithful children quietly write. Right now, you are someone who merely heard this message. In 30 short seconds, you can become someone who actually said it. Those are two very different kinds of people. And the second person is much harder to talk out of it tomorrow morning, especially when the old familiar worries try to return. That is not a magic trick or a religious ritual. It is simply how your beautiful mind has always worked. Please speak your quiet truth into existence right now. I am not asking you for anything I keep in a bank. There is absolutely no heavy ledger between us today. I am asking because a beautiful thing that is spoken becomes much harder for you to abandon when the road gets tough. Say the bold word out loud, right where you are sitting. Then take a quiet moment to carefully write it down. I will give you the exact words to say very soon. Prepare your open heart to fully receive them from me. One more thing about that quiet room, my child. The thing I said I would tell you before we finished our time today. You thought you would never be able to fully rest in that space. But the peaceful person standing in that beautiful morning is not coming to magically rescue you from your heavy life. They are coming because of who you will have become. That is why I would not open the door early. You came in here carrying something you had stopped noticing you were carrying. You are not walking out with it. What you are walking out with instead is smaller and heavier and infinitely better. Because you faithfully carried the broken pieces of others, I am moving you from a clouded mind into a completely whole mind. You will no longer lose your words right in the middle of a simple sentence. You will not apologize for the length of your own season anymore. You will no longer translate yourself into something smaller. You will calmly say the true thing first, and you will let other people quietly adjust to your new peace. And this profound healing will certainly not stop with you. The family in your house who watches you will learn how to breathe again. You will finally think with the profound sharpness of a fully healed person. Your family will inherit the clear peace you fought so incredibly hard to win back. And remember this absolute truth about the genius switch, my beloved child. It is not a magic trick, and it is certainly not a lazy shortcut around me. It is simply 8 minutes that helps rejoin what I already built inside you as one. If you have ever wondered whether the sharp mind you had as a child is still in there, this is exactly how you come back to it. I have said everything I came to say today. What happens next is not mine to do, because I have placed the beautiful key directly into your hands. Put your tired hand on these words and finally make them yours. Do it in your own writing. Somebody reading these exact same words tonight is further back on this dark road than you are right now, and they desperately need to know they can survive. They will look for solid evidence. You are that evidence. You do not have to be completely finished to be perfect evidence. You only have to still be here. Leave this one phrase below to show me you are ready. Type, "I am not what happened" in the comments. When you write that beautiful truth, you stop being someone who just listened. You become the powerful one who actually said it. Then click the link in the comments to begin your 8 minutes of quiet restoration. The deep healing starts the moment you finally stop running. You are completely safe here in this room. Let the heavy words rest now. I want to speak to you the way a father speaks at the end of a very long day. You have heard me perfectly. Now let me hold you for a quiet moment before you go. Everything I came to say has been said. Walk out of here the way a person walks when they have finally stopped auditioning for a place they already belong to. I am with you. Do not wait for them to understand. Walk.